my musical knowledge came about by going to the gramophone exchange on Saturday mornings and trying to work out a score for my latest acquisition, whatever it might be. And they allowed you to go into the booth with a record and sample it. And I would get through dozens of records before I found the right one. And I remember once I had a print of the General Line of Eisenstein, beautiful film. And I had a Mussorgsky record that fitted it to perfection, and eventually wore it out. So I went back and asked for another one and replaced it. But it was a different conductor. He took it at a much slower pace. It didn't work. So I took it back to the gramophone shop. And on the way, I was looking at the label to see who the conductor was, and I ran into a lamppost and broke the record. And I still had the nerve to go back and try and exchange it. Now, I've seen films with modern silent films too, silent films shot in recent years as well as old ones, in which the music has played such an important part that it has crippled the picture, or it has made it even better than it was in the first place. And that can be dangerous, because if you look at the film later on, mute, there's a great come down after the exhilaration of the music. But then cinema is sharing. Cinema is watching a film with hundreds of other people on a big screen with live music. That's what silent cinema was, and there was nothing silent about it. I don't know why it's got that name. But if you then watch the same film devoid of all that, it can be a very depressing experience. So you have to be very careful in describing the films, whether you're actually influenced by the music. That's true, and that is not entirely true. I've since discovered that sometimes they had music for the press for the same reason, that they needed that picture to go over, and it wasn't going to go over silent. So they brought in musicians who helped it tremendously. But when you did see a picture silent, they often noticed you got a half-hearted review. So it made sense. Also, they tried to get the critics in when there was an audience, because that makes such a difference. And still today, I can't understand why they don't have press shows with large audiences, because it makes such a difference.